All right, good evening, everybody. It's Tom the Turtle Trader, your friendly, slow trader. So tonight we're going to talk about one of the big dogs in the business. We're going to talk about Walmart here on Wednesday, October 12th, here in beautiful and hot Arkansas. I know it's probably hot where you guys are at too, but it hit 100 today. This weekend's going to hit 105. So it's getting really, really warm here in the middle of August. So I hope you guys are staying cool. I hope you had a great trading day. But again, I want to talk about Walmart today. So Walmart obviously is the big dog, right, for retailer. They are just a fantastic company. Their symbol obviously is WMT. In fact, let's bring up our charts and our screen share so you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right, Walmart. So Walmart is, before I even get into this, I own Walmart for my long-term investment as part of my long-term investment portfolio. I buy every time it dips. I love the fact that we had a pullback. Now we're coming up to earnings and it's starting to break out a bit. So that's why I want to bring it to your attention. Walmart has earnings next week, the 17th. So I could see some pop. You could play this as a swing for some movement before it, or you can play it long term like I'm doing. So Walmart, even though I own this long term, I still look at this from a evaluation or technical analysis because I don't look at short term pullbacks like, oh my gosh, it's going down. I want to see if Walmart's pullbacks are a good time to buy. What's their current breakout? Begin its next move higher, and I'm not really trying to decide whether it remains a quality long-term company because I already know it is. So again, part of my investment portfolio, part of my dividend strategy long-term. So today Walmart closed at 116.01, so it had a nice little move up, about 2.5%, and it's breaking out of its daily trends. We'll get to the charts here in a minute, but let's just talk about some of the things I like about Walmart from a more of a fundamental status versus the charts, and we will get into the charts. So tip ranks, I like to drop over the tip ranks all the time. Tip ranks overview. You can see all the information about Walmart. You can see what the bulls say, the bears say, right? Their scale, their network, the e-commerce, fast deliveries, higher margin services, ads, membership, marketplace. Great, right? They've got some thin margins sometimes. Stores aren't the biggest. Grocery stores aren't the biggest, but Walmart's not just a grocery store. They've had some weakened cash flow conversion. I'm not too worried about that. Large absolute debt load and new issuance. Okay. So, I mean, it does have some, detractors, but when you look at Walmart from an overview, an analyst forecast, we've got 29 ratings. And a lot of these are new ratings. We scroll down here, we look at the dates, right? So we've got July, August, right? Buy, up 26, up 20. You got one guy here at Oppenheimer says, hey, down 4%, but everybody else is up, 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 up. So I love the fact that the median target price between all 29 ratings is $140. So right now, that would be a 21% move right here. Even AI, right? Again, taking emotions out of it, AI's got it at 128, so a 10% upside. So I like everything here. I like the fact that when I look at Walmart's financials, we're seeing every year we're seeing more revenue, 572, 611, 648, 680, 713. Gross profits are up every year, right? Going across the board, 180, 143 now up to 177. So I love this. This is great looking. Okay, look at charts. Free cash flow has been up last year over this year. So Walmart's doing well. I like what Walmart's doing here. Walmart's earnings and revenue history. You can see, you can go year to year, look at it. Again, it's great to go in here and look at these kind of things and get an idea of what the stock is doing from a fundamental perspective, not just from a chart perspective, right? Again, we got earnings coming up next week. It's the 17th. I don't know why this is the 20th. I saw it's the 17th. But what else we got here? Statistics. Nope. I want to look at hedge funds. Um, Hedge funds are buying into Walmart. That's a great indicator. Like I said last night when we were talking about Palo Alto. So when you look at hedge funds, more hedge funds. Here we go. 2 million shares over the last quarter. That's a good number, guys. 2 million shares they've added the hedge funds. That shows institutions are buying. Even right here, the hedge fund's confidence signal on tip ranks. Again, I love tip ranks. I'll throw a little thing if you guys want to get tip ranks and you want to get a discount. I have an affiliate. I'll post it later today if you want to do. Actually, I'll post it on the YouTube if you guys want to do my tip ranks affiliate and get all this information because not all of this is available free. So if you want to get some more in-depth analysis and fundamentals analysis on your stock or your stock ideas or stock thesis, TipRanks is a great place to go. So that is Walmart from a fundamental perspective. Now let's jump into the charts. So Walmart today, again, let's look at the daily. Actually, let's go to the weekly. Sorry, weekly is why I want to start it. There we go. So on the weekly right now, we are breaking a downtrend. The trend line here. So far this week, we're halfway through the week. Walmart's doing well. It's reclaimed the 50 as of today. It's sitting right underneath the 20 right here, this white line right here. So Walmart is actually building some strength, right? The last 3 weeks, it's been up, 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 up. Starting to build some strength, moving into earnings, which is what you want to see. Your RSI just crossed over the signal line. Right down here. Let's get this. Here we go. So you guys can see this right here. Your RSI is crossing over. I've got a buy signal right here also. I use an indicator that helps me when I get the signal lines crossing up and over. That's a positive bullish sign. So I've got on the weekly a buy signal here appearing. Walmart again has broken through the 50, the 9 is coming up on the 20 right now. It's about this is the 100 right here. We got our MACD starting to curl back up. You see right down here. Let's do an arrow for you guys. What's that arrows? There we go. So we got Walmart, MACD starting to curl up. All right, we've got RSI starting to cross over. It's just crossed over the signal line. So we're looking good on a weekly. Now we get some volume that's starting to pick up. Again, we're only halfway through the week. So volume's going to start picking up here. Let's get that volume chart open up a little more for you guys. If I can. There we go. So we get volume picking up, right? We've broken about this is the 20-day moving average. So volume's been good the past 3 weeks. It's picked up, picked up. Well, again, we're halfway through the week. So I'm not going to assume. I'm looking at this is already halfway through this candle, so we should break above that also. So Walmart's looking really good on the weekly. Now on a daily, same thing. We've broken that line. On the daily, it looks even better because we've broken above the 50 right here. We've broken above the 200. This is great. We've got the 20 trying to catch up here. This white line trying to catch up to this clutter here. We got a lot of clutter right here. The 9 is coming. The 50 is starting to curl up. When that 50 crosses the 200, although this is EMAs, I'm still going to call it a nice golden cross. Really, it's for SMAs, but the 50 crossing the 200, regardless if it's EMA or SMA, is a really strong positive signal. We've got the 100 right here. So we've already crossed above 2 of the major EMAs. Once we start getting these stacked, Walmart can start taking off. Now, where can it go? So if you go back here, Walmart right now needs to clear 117. This 117 range right here. Actually, it's 117. 117.82. I like it right here. 117.82, right where this high is, right? Because we've already broken this high right here. So we need to break 117.82. We break 117.82, we are heading up. Where are we going? We're going to go to 120. Not a huge move, but that's okay. Again, Walmart's not going to be a banger for you guys. If you're looking for this to jump, $5 to $10 in a day, it's not that stock. But then you got right here, you got 123, and this is where it gets really interesting. So you got 123, And you've got right here, right around 125.60 or so. I know that line's not even, but 125.60 range, uh, right around here. Then we've got a gap. We've got a gap up all the way up here to 130. So that's going to be important. If we get to the 125.49 range right here, then we can move up. We gotta test that gap. That gap is a vacuum, and you probably heard me say this before. Nature does not like vacuums; it likes to fill vacuums. Well, the same thing here with stocks. It's going to want to come up and test that, so it's going to test it right here at 128. If it breaks through, it's heading up to 130, and then we could see all the way back up to 133. That's a $17 move. Now, will it happen overnight? No. Will it take a few weeks? Maybe even a month or two. Yeah. All depends on earnings. Now, I'm suspecting earnings are going to be pretty decent with Walmart. I know they had analysts are looking at 74 cents a share, which would be last earnings was 68 cents. So that would be really nice. Revenue is expected to come in around 186. And if you looked at what we looked at over here, back here in the financials, what was the last quarter? I don't see last quarter right here. I'm sorry, this is yearly. We'd have to dig into that. I'll have to go back. But that's going to be above what last quarter was. Market's going to be watching a couple of things here. It's going to be watching comparable store sales, e-commerce growth, consumer spending trends, and then especially, with any retailer, they're going to be looking at margins and forward guidance. So this does carry some significant overnight gap risk, right? It can move through several resistance. I just showed you guys the resistance here on at 120. Once we clear at 117, 120, 122, 123 area, 125, then this 128 is going to be really important to break this gap and move back up. All-time high over here is 135. So we could get there. Now, what does our Fibonacci say? All right, so let's get rid of all this. I love the fib. Let's get rid of this line here. Delete. Let's go to a weekly because this is going to be a longer play. Fibonacci, if we start down here, move here, right around here. There we go. So, like I said, 121 is going to be a range that we're going to have right here. You see the resistance right here. 128 is 160%. And then all the way up here, 261%. I don't really look at that, but you could clearly see how we're going to go here on the weekly based off the Fibonacci. So we've got some upside to Walmart. I like it. I like holding it long term. I think it's going to be a good play for you guys, whether you want to do a swing trade on it. You could do some credit spreads on it. It's really good for credit spreads because it doesn't move very quickly. So, um, I'm sorry, it doesn't have big swings, not move quickly. It doesn't have big swings, so credit spreads are really nice on it. Cash secured puts are really nice on Walmart too. If you want to hold that money on the side, 111 or whatever you're gonna put your cash secured put in, and collect some premiums. And then if it does go, you get Walmart at a discount. So that's tonight's play, guys. Going into next week earnings. I hope this helps you guys. Let me stop a share here. I hope this helps you guys. I hope we're doing well again. Again, Walmart is my play for the week coming up with earnings. If you get any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. Again, this is not any information to buy, sell, or hold. This is purely for entertainment. What I do does not mean you have to do it, but I hope you guys enjoy these videos, and I look forward to talking to you guys real soon. Remember, slow and steady wins the race, and that's how you get to be a great turtle trader. Okay, everybody, have a great night.